Hello, dear students. Today we are going to learn second lesson, fourth lesson from second unit, an epitome of courage. It means a perfect example of courage. Today, while we start the lesson, we should know it's about a well-known famous scientist, Dr. Stephen Hawking. He was the one of the he was one of the greatest scientists of this century. He was born in London on 8th January 1942, exactly 300 years after the death of the great scientist Galileo. You know, Galileo was an Italian astronomer, physicist, and engineer. He has been called the father of observational astronomy or the father of modern physics. So, Galileo died on 8th January 1642 in Italy, and Stephen Hawking was born on similar day, that is 8th January of year 1942. Galileo died in 1642. Hawking was born in 1942. So it may be coincidence or the decision of destiny to gift world the person having similar greatness. Whatever be the reason, Dr. Stephen Hawking was a British physicist, cosmologist, and author. The important thing which is to be underlined here is that he has done extraordinary work in physics and cosmology even if he was a disabled person. In spite of being disabled, he strived to do his best in his life. He faced many physical weaknesses, still, he discovered many interesting and amazing things in the universe. Before seeing the article or before getting started for the lesson, let's see what is given in warming up activities. So it is given there a strange truth. Handicapped are those who refuse to take up challenges, even with all their senses and physiology in perfect condition. Understand and discuss the about truth. We have to understand this truth, this saying first. Here, the author defines the handicap. According to all, handicapped are those persons who have some physical or mental disabilities. Those can be visualized, those can be visually challenged, means blind, those can be having lack of power in hearing or deaf, or those who are dumb or mentally retarded, right? But here the author wants to underline that above said persons, many disabled persons have proved themselves very strong and amazingly great in various subjects. Not only they lived their life with vigor, a kind of strength and energy, but also have contributed to make this world more beautiful, more evolved, more full blown or developed. If they have done so, can we still call them disabled? No, not at all. Do you remember our last year's lesson, Helen Keller and Anne Sullivan? In spite of blindness, deafness, and dumbness, Helen was the first lady of this kind who earned the degree of Bachelor in Arts. We all know her contribution for blind people as well. So, comparing these persons to the persons who are having perfection in their senses and physiology, that means who are physically fit, we find that in spite of having everything in abundance, they refuse to take challenges. They are not ready to face the difficulties in life. They hope for smooth and relaxed life. They, in spite of having everything, health, wealth, and knowledge, they fear to dare. They do not take up challenges. So the truth is that handicapped are those who are handicapped are not those people actually who are imperfect physically, right? Or mentally. But handicapped are those who refuse to accept challenges of life, who fear to fail, who do not dare to overcome the adversities. So it is to understand that if there is will, there is way. Nobody can stop you if you are determined. No limitations or boundaries are there to stop you. Even there are physical disabilities. You know the well-known Marathi poem कोलंबसाचे गर्वगीत. It was a difficult sea voyage, and he encouraged his team in very nice way. अनंत अमुची ध्येयासक्ती अनंत अन आशा किनारा तुला पामराला. So this should be the aim. I am born to win. मी या जगात आलोय जिंकायला. Just you have to believe in yourself. Believe in your self-esteem. Okay, understood? So motivation is needed in this kind of journey. The next line given in our textbook is, how can you encourage such people to change and become confident? At least 4 to 5 ways you can do the above. So here you have to write what you can do. So what you will write here? You can write, I will tell the examples of great men to those persons, to those disabled persons. Secondly, I will boost their confidence. Third, I will fill their mind with positivity and hope. You can also say, I will help them to dare to accept the challenges. Just motivation is not enough. That's why you can say, I will be there with them in every situation. Because a help will be needed. At that time, you can say, I will be there with them in every situation. Or you can also write, I will find opportunities for their skill. Right? Then you can also say, I will make them believe in themselves, believe in their inner power. Right? Whatever they do, I will appreciate, because appreciation is very necessary for growth. That's why you can say so. Whatever they do, I will appreciate and give exposure as much as I can. Understood? Okay, very nice. Let's move to next. There are pleasant and polite ways of referring to people with physical and mental disabilities. Fill in the table below. There are pleasant and polite ways of referring to people with physical and mental disabilities. Yes, because if you call them physically handicapped or blind or deaf, mad, lame, this can cause them grief. So previously used terms are given here and new polite terms, so that they will not feel they will be able to accept what is needed. Or these are the some phrases, some previously we used to, those who are unable to see, we used to call them blind, simply blind. But now new polite term is developed, what we say, visually challenged. right? For deaf people, those who cannot hear, what we say, for having um, impaired or lacking, having lack of power of hearing, we say so. Those who are dumb, new polite term is speech impaired or speech disorder, but previously what we used to call them, dumb. Then the next is mad, so that is very wrong term, mad. We can say mentally retarded. And lame, lame is also a not sophisticated word. In new polite term we call them physically handicapped. Okay, so understood. Let's move to next. Read the beginning and complete the story in your own words. So a start of the story is given here and we have to complete it. Sumit, the son of a shoemaker, was a highly intelligent student in a municipal school. His maths teacher called him Einstein, for he was brilliant in maths. He loved maths. Sumit wanted to study further after SSC. However, he suffered from polio and now we have to complete the story. So we have to continue the story with a favorable and positive ending. So it should be noted. It's not the it should not have panic end. Okay. It should have the positive note in the end. So how you will write it? Let's see. We will discuss. You can write at your own, but see how we can write. Sumit, the son of a shoemaker, was a highly intelligent student in a municipal school. His maths teacher called him Einstein, for he was brilliant in maths. He loved maths. Sumit wanted to study further after SSC. However, he suffered from polio and it was a bolt from the blue for him. He became negative. He started thinking that God had made injustice with him. Now he became fearful and he was afraid that now he would become fun for others due to his disability. He wanted to study further but had no daring now to go to college. He started helping his father in shoemaking. One day an auto driver came there who was himself handicapped. He inquired about Sumit sympathetically and told him not to lose hope. He encouraged him by saying that physical disorder could not stop anybody to pursue education. He inspired him and helped him meeting a principal of a college. He assured him to help him in dropping and picking up from the college in his auto daily. Principal admitted Sumit in college. Sumit was so happy. He decided to study hard and prove himself.